Well, it looks like Christmas is tomorrow, Jen, so it's time for our Christmas special.
Oh, speaking of, I got a gift for you, Bronze.
Really? So did I.
Aw, you didn't have to, Really? A can of oil?
What? You need it, don't you? Now you don't have to order the salad at restaurants just to drink the oil that comes with it. That's a good Teenage Robot reference for any die-hard fan of the show.
Yeah, I guess I do need it, so thank you for the gift. Now, here's my gift to you.
Alright, let's see what you've got. You planned this, didn't you? You guys can't see her just yet, but she's smiling off screen. Alright, I get the point. Let's make that video, get everything ready. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or whatever holiday you celebrate, everybody. It's about that time of year again, which means I need to make a holiday special, and since this is my first year making holiday specials, I figured starting out with something relevant to the algorithm would be best, and what do you know, The Matrix Resurrections came out the other day, so I figured I should make this Let's Talk About Christmas special on my favorite scene from the original Matrix trilogy. I know it isn't really relevant to Christmas, but it has to suit the algorithm somehow, and I want to talk about The Matrix, damn it. There's tons of good scenes from The Matrix, but my favorite one has to be in Reloaded. Now, don't get me wrong, the first Matrix is easily the best of the three, and I haven't seen the trilogy back-to-back in a long time, but believe me, I've seen these movies enough to know my favorite scene. I've seen all three of them at least a dozen times, and I know I personally enjoyed the second one more, especially with how they expand the world of The Matrix, but that's something I'll talk about at a later day. For now, the scene I'll be talking about is the Freeway Chase. I enjoyed the Architect scene, and I enjoyed the Smiths vs. Neo scene, rubber CGI and all, but my favorite scene has to be the Freeway Chase because of everything revolving around it. Up to this point in the movie, Morpheus and Trinity are trying to escape with the Keymaker to help Neo reach the source with the Merovingians' ghosts in pursuit. The Freeway Chase starts off with an underground tunnel scene with the ghosts and Morpheus shooting at each other while police are right behind them. Two officers turn into agents, who both have names, by the way. All three of the new agents have names, too. That's something I decided to include in case you didn't know that, and we get some great action along the way, too. Not to mention the vehicle slipping and the constant chase from the ghosts and the agents make it so much better. One of the ghosts decides to do something really smart and phase through his car into Morpheus and Trinity's car and tries to kill the Keymaker. Morpheus stops him with some help by Trinity too, and Morpheus even smacks the ghost with his seatbelt, I loved that, before the ghost almost gets the better of him. This is a nice contrast compared to what we just saw. Instead of a partially open freeway action scene, we now go inside one of the vehicles on that freeway and see the action up close and personal with Morpheus and the ghost. As Morpheus and the ghost are skirmishing, Morpheus notices the agents on the right, as does Trinity. We're then treated to some early 2000s CGI that isn't nearly as bad as the rubbery CGI we saw in the Smiths vs. Neo scene, as the agent crushes the front of a car between them and our protagonist that would even impress the Hulk before jumping onto Morpheus and Trinity's car. We see some more vehicle flipping, except this time it's a whole bunch of vehicles because why not? It looks great, and even the other ghost struggles to avoid all of them too. The agent rips off the hood of the car, and we get some unexpected temporary teamwork from the Ghost and Morpheus as they work together to shoot at the agent. This is something I noticed that a lot of people didn't even see, probably because of the bullet dodging in front of it, but yeah. Morpheus and the Ghost temporarily work together to shoot at the agent. You can see Morpheus is shooting and the Ghost is aiming. Even if they go back to fighting right after, they both know the agent can easily kill them all, so they work together to try and stop a greater threat. After the cool bullet dodging, Trinity slams on the brakes to get the agent off the car, and Morpheus uses his katana to get the ghost out of the car. We're then treated to some wonderful, albeit rare dialogue between the two ghosts before seeing the other agent fire at Trinity. A tire is popped, finally someone got the right idea, but Trinity does manage to stop the agent. Everyone gets out of the car, Trinity takes the Keymaker with her onto an 18-wheeler with motorcycles, and Morpheus stays behind to deal with the ghosts. Morpheus sidesteps the car as he slices up the vehicle with his katana and gets rid of the ghosts by shooting the gas tank as the vehicle flips over. They don't really die though, you can see them in the video game afterwards, which is technically canon, but you know, it's still a cool scene to see nonetheless. After the explosion, we go to Trinity and the Keymaker as they get on one of the motorcycles that the Keymaker actually has the key to. I mean, if I made keys as much as he did, I'd keep a hold of a key to a badass motorcycle too. We get another great scene, this time with Trinity and the Keymaker going through dense traffic. We also get to see the aftermath of the insane accident caused in the other lane. I loved that attention to detail. Also, this is a good time to mention it, the soundtrack for this scene is amazing. It fits with the action and tense scenes wonderfully. If the music doesn't get you into this scene, at least of all this movie, I don't know what will. Once we see some good motorcycle driving, an agent takes over a big truck and tries to stop Trinity, but Trinity narrowly avoids it and drives in the opposite direction with the police in pursuit. We also get a nice police-to-agent transition on top of it too, and after some nice vehicle dodging, we see Morpheus waiting for Trinity on top of another 18-wheeler, and Morpheus does what Morpheus does. Yeah, that obviously isn't Lawrence Fishburne, but it is what it is. The agents realize Trinity no longer has the keymaker, so they find the location of him and Morpheus, and we're finally treated to Morpheus vs. Agent Round 2, but this time, it's a more advanced version of the ones Morpheus fought before. This is where the best action in this scene takes place. Not semi-open vehicle action, not close quarters in the vehicle action, just what we loved about the first movie. Up close fighting with an agent. It goes just about as well as you'd expect from Morpheus, but we do get some badass agility from Morpheus. He even grabs onto the agent's tie to prevent himself from falling. That is amazing. Morpheus gets a temporary edge over the agent by getting his katana out from the truck where he put it earlier. Even if the katana gets broken in less than a minute, it's nice to see an agent having to actually dodge something that isn't bullets. The agent eventually gets tired of this and just Undertale Genocide Route 1 hits Morpheus off the truck. Sorry for that random reference. I gotta mention Undertale in this video somehow, but Niobe is there to catch Morpheus. As Morpheus and Niobe get into position, we get some rare talking between an agent and somebody that isn't a protagonist. The agent actually converses with the Keymaker instead of just immediately killing him, which allows Morpheus to missile dropkick his ass off the truck into a vehicle behind them. Of course, the agent takes over the truck driver and alerts the other agent in the truck we saw before. I didn't expect them to mention that other agent my first time watching. Good continuity there, and we get one more vehicle flip because why not? Morpheus realizes what's happening and asks Neo for some help, which, fittingly enough, Neo gets there just in time to save both Morpheus and the Keymaker in a scene that isn't too bad for 2003 CGI, but what is great is Link's reaction afterwards. And just like that, that's the Freeway Chase. It's just over 15 minutes long and is my personal favorite scene in the Matrix trilogy. I loved watching it for this video, and I'm gonna love watching it in 4K. Thanks again for the gift, Jen.
It's certainly a lot better than what you got me.
Oh, come on, you know that was good. But, yeah, this is my favorite scene from the Matrix trilogy. I don't know if Resurrections will make me think differently from the few things I've seen it won't, but I'll leave that decision for when I watch it myself because we need more of that in the world. But obviously, my favorite Matrix scene is going to differ from other people's favorite scene, and that's perfectly fine. My favorite scenes from this movie and other movies are different than what you might expect. I mean, my favorite scene from all of Star Wars is in Revenge of the Sith when Anakin's running up a radiation collector while it's falling down a lava waterfall, and I don't think that's anybody else's favorite scene, and I'm completely fine with that. If everyone likes the same scene, it'd be boring hearing the same thing be talked about over and over again, and if you like scenes from The Matrix more than this one, that's fine too. Hell, even let me know what it is if you want, but aside from all of that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks to Jen for the wonderful gift, as well as helping me make this video, and as always, take care, and have a good one.